he's talking about his players and them talking, and not to take what you have here, take it out there.
Yeah, keep it in house.
Keep it in house. Anybody would try to sit and tell you in the information age with all the crap that's out there and what players make available. If you misspeak or if you share some of your thoughts that maybe you shouldn't share, it has a tendency and it has a chance to go ahead and become a distraction.
But it is how I view it, Jurko. I've been around, athletes in locker rooms forever. There's a breaking point. If you're going through a little bit of a losing streak, you're 500 team, you're trying to keep things in house. But when you go through what they're going through, or again, as I mentioned, the White Sox, in the past, like there's a breaking point. You just can't keep it in. You just can't keep it in. It spills over. Jalen Johnson yelling at Eberflus, whatever it is, it just comes out to reporters, to whoever. And that's, I think, the situation we're in when it gets that bad.
Do you think the Kansas City Chiefs haven't had arguments in their locker room over some things? They've won games. They've won a lot of games in a row.
But it's easier to keep in-house.
They're not as efficient. They're not playing as efficiently as they have in the past. They don't have dominating performances. Travis Kelce wasn't a part of the offense early in the year. Do you think that they don't have dissatisfied individuals on that team? And just because you're winning, you're saying it's easier to keep it inside?
Yeah.
No, frustrated players are frustrated players.
I know, but most don't want to rock the boat if the team is winning.
If they're not going to be a part of it, what do they care?
Well, that reminds me of Miguel Montero at the end of the.
There you go.
You remember when he came on the station on Parade Day?
Yeah.
I agree, but I think it's easier to let it all spill out when you're losing.
It's the one day we had Miguel Montero.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
We had just signed him to a deal for the rest of the year. He came on once and he was never on again because it was over.
Exactly.
Yeah, do I remember it? Of course I remember it. But it is. But some teams do a better job of it. Some teams do a better job of containing it. Some teams do a better job of giving people an outlet to be able to get voice their frustrations and to hear it. That way they don't have to do it publicly.
Yeah.
For one reason or another, this team, the Chicago Bears, feels like we've got to do it publicly.
If you want to respond or react to anything that Thomas Brown had to say, 312-332-3776 is the number. When the best thing you can say about a quarterback's performance is the evolution of cadence, I'm not sure that's high praise. But that he mentioned that he didn't mind the accuracy from Caleb on Sunday. He talked about the evolution of cadence. Caleb's not the problem here, right? I mean, it's everything else going on around him.
I don't believe Caleb's the issue here.
Yeah, it doesn't. I hope our listeners don't think that's him.
Whenever you have an offensive line that's not good, you're going to force everybody else to play that much better. When you've got a tremendous offensive line and a tremendous defensive line, they both make everybody else's jobs easier.
I still love the fact that
the construction of this team, which I took into question in the first time that he had the draft, I simply said, I said, it's not impossible to build a team from the back to the front lines. Yep. It's not impossible. I go, but you're certainly making it harder on yourself.
No doubt. I want to make sure he didn't throw an interception the other day, right? I was in an appearance.
No.
So he hasn't. Yeah, he still has that streak going. I didn't know end of the game. I was driving home. He still has that streak going. Like there's a lot of things to build off of.
Yes, he got sacked from behind.
He got blindsided there.
Well,
terrible.
72 got him.
Yeah.
72 by hook or crook.
Yeah.
Decided he was going to try to get his quarterback killed on that play.
Yeah, no doubt. So I think even listeners that are critical have to say, look, give Caleb Williams a break here. I mean,
I don't know anybody that's really criticizing Caleb Williams. I think people still believe that Caleb Williams is going to be the future of this football team and is going to be a quarterback here. You look at all the stats between all the rookie quarterbacks and you put them next to each other. They're eerily similar for the guys that have been able to play all year.
Agree. But wait, Black and Abdallah, I'm not here every day. Do you guys, still feel like there's a contingent that like to or want to criticize Caleb more than he deserves?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, I still think that there's people that believe they should have taken the Hall. There's still people that believe that they'd be better with Fields. But if you look at Caleb's numbers, he's putting up similar numbers to C.J. Stroud that C.J. Stroud did last year. And that's kind of what we asked. He's got better stats than Fields did last year at this point. And Fields couldn't stay healthy. Fields could only play in 13 games last year because he got hurt.
And taking the Hall.
Listen, you gotta hear this. There's people that still want Jim Harbaugh as a quarterback in this town. All right? There's people that still think Mike Tomczak could lead this team. And I go, you don't listen to those people. Those people can talk, but you don't listen to them.
Right.
You don't take what they have to say seriously. You ignore them because that's where their thoughts belong. They belong to be ignored. So I don't sit and listen to the fools
Sure.
that want to talk about the Bears quarterback situation and tell me that Justin Fields was a better passer than Caleb Williams. And that's foolish.
Can you believe Rex Ryan?
That's beyond being foolish.
Rex Ryan, I told you Monday, was advocating Fields to start over Russell Wilson.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. But why? Why does he want him to do that?
The Pirates, the Steelers can't run the ball.
He wants more dynamic quarterback in this situation.
But the problem is you trade off passing for running.
But not when Russell Wilson's playing the way he's playing right now. You're not trading anything.
How about Kirk Cousins getting benched? That team's still in the race.
Oh, well, we'll bring it around the league then. I like this.
I like that they benched him after they finally broke a losing streak.
But they won, right?
Yeah,
They won.
but he didn't look great.
He didn't look great. They find a way to win. He also made it difficult on him because he couldn't complete a pass late.
Right. He did.
They had a chance to run everything out, and they
Yeah.
didn't get a chance to run it out. The Raiders ended up getting the ball back almost with them having a chance. That's fine. If you see all the other quarterbacks doing something, you've given your guy a chance to look for 13, 14 weeks. Now you're going to bring him on board to give him a little bit of taste of what the NFL is all about, to get used to what the speed's all about. That's fine. It's great for the Atlanta Falcons to be able to do while they still theoretically got a chance. They have now exhausted themselves with Kirk Cousins, and they finally said, okay, let's bring the kid in. I think we've seen something. Let's see if he can get it done. So I don't have a problem with that. Will Levis is being benched.
Oh, I didn't see that. I did not see that.
Yeah, Mason Rudolph.
I missed that news.
I'm surprised you would miss that
I
news.
missed that news.
Mason Rudolph.
Well, I had Cody
Stepping in.
Bellinger to deal with.
I
Kyle
gotcha.
Tucker. I got things going on.
Mason Rudolph is going to take over. The veteran
Well,
Pittsburgh
Will
guy
Levis
is going
is-
to take over for Will Levis.
Anecdotally, I don't have the stats. Will Levis feels like he's made more mistakes than any quarterback in the league. Just
It does
pure
seem
mistakes.
that way. Yeah,
Just
it does seem that
pure
way.
mistakes. All right. He's Jurko. I'm Jesse, sitting in for Carmen. We've got Caleb Williams coming up in just a few moments. Stay tuned on ESPN 1000.